said you would like to fight the winner of this fight. Well, here he is. What do you have to say?
Oh, it's time to get it on. He got the big dog now. Let's go.
Thanks for tuning in. See Andy back with another video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification bell. Stay in the loop with the content being dropped. On deck, Errol Spence Jr. stops Sebastian Fundora. First, I think I'm going to start off with the fight we saw this weekend. Tim Tszyu versus Fundora. You know, that was a real good fight. It was a bloody war. Got to give Tim his props. You know, he was a soldier. Him and his team, they could have had that fight stopped, but they didn't. They wanted to keep pressing. And I think a lot of other people probably feel the same way, that if he didn't get that big cut, he probably was on his way. I feel like he was probably on his way to a stoppage, even for the way that it went. Seemed like he was slowly starting to get better timing, starting to take away that jab, starting to land a bunch of his big power shots, and he still did well. You know, I think straight soldier. You know, and I think with in the rematch probably, I think he stopped Sebastian. I think I'm not gonna say early, but probably stop him inside of 10. You know, he was getting ready. Tim was getting ready for Keith Thurman. So, you know, he was getting prepped up mentally, physically for Thurman. But then, boom, all of a sudden, you're fighting Sebastian. And I think that with a full camp, a full preparation, I think that he'll take that fight. You know, definitely got to say, I would love to see an immediate rematch. You know, it's boxing. We never show how it's going to go. And I was reading some things that Team Fundora, specifically his promoter, Samson, he was saying that they do things just on a verbal, just speaking on a handshake. It's not signed in contract, but they say they want to make it clear that they did agree to fight him immediately after, and that's still on the table. And he said to Tim, you know, your rematch is here ASAP if that's what you're looking for, and whenever you're ready. So, you know, that's the fight that we could get, but it's boxing, PBC being involved. You never know how that's gonna go. Somebody could have a conversation with Tim Tszyu, and he could be convinced to step aside and let maybe Fundora take a shot at Crawford, maybe take a shot at Spence. So, but I would rather see the immediate rematch. I think that Tim should get his get back. Shouts out to Fundora right now, being he unified 2 titles, WBO and a WBC. I move on right now to Spence. Spence versus Fundora. I think Spence stops Fundora. I think he'll stop him late. I think he'll be able to utilize his jab, take away Fundora's jab. I think he'll be able to get into the inside and do what he do. I think he'll be able to break him down slowly and methodically. And I think it's the bigger draw. I just think it makes more sense than the Crawford fight, Crawford versus Sebastian. The reason I'm saying that is because even though Spence in a loss, still he's the bigger draw, bigger payday for both boxers and the company. Also, I think it'll be a great win for Spence. I think that Spence has to stop Fundora, or he would have to get a unanimous decision. And the reason I say have to, because Crawford would stop Sebastian Fundora. I don't even think you know, probably inside of 7-10 rounds, I think Crawford would stop him. So, to me, for just Spence to go in and get a split decision, I don't think that would look good. I think he would have to stop him, like I'm saying, rather early, maybe inside of 10. Or if it goes 12, it'd have to be a unanimous decision. I think that'll be a bigger sell for the Crawford rematch if he goes in there and handle business. So I guess what I'm saying for now, maybe Crawford, go get a fight in, stay loose. Let Spence do what he do, see what the PBC gonna do, see if Tim gonna take the immediate rematch or step aside. Still to be a good fight for everybody if he did. And like I said, if Errol steps in there, Errol right now being listed on Wikipedia, 5'9", 72-inch reach, 28 wins, 1 loss, 22 knockouts, age 34. Right now, Wikipedia listing Sebastian Fundora at 6'6". Some other places I read have him at 6'5.5", but they listed him 6'6" with an 80-inch reach, 21 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 13 KOs, age 26. So, as far as I can remember, I talked about, it might have been the last video, a couple of videos ago, I was saying that Spence needs a real good fight. You know, somebody who was in title contention or who had a title. I said he would need that as a warm-up before the Crawford fight. It seemed like things kind of falling right into right into play. You know, Fundora with the WBC and WBO. Robert Garcia making statements. He's willing to help or fully dedicate himself to training Spence. Also, I think, like I talked about in the last video, Calvin Ford also, you know, willing to hop in, co-train, or, you know, switch camps where Spence can only train with him. So I think, you know, it looked good to see Spence get in the ring. I hadn't seen him in a while, but looks happy. Looked like he wanted to get back in there, get some belts, and get another big payday. Kind of seem enthusiastic. So I think I'm going to leave it right there. Spence, like I said, stops Fundora. Reason being, he has to, because Crawford would. Crawford would go in, I think, and demolish Fundora, but shots out right now. Him with the upset victory over Tim Tszyu. Shouts out to Tim. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, notification bell to help the channel keep growing. Peace. SFO.